How'd you like that, huh?
That was tough, but I think we did it.
I didn't expect you to be able to hold your ground so fiercely, children. Now I understand how Ragnar and must have felt after facing your kind.
Huh? I know of the ancient dragon, but the other name...
It sounds similar.
The spectral moon mirror. It's...
I'll guide us through. Everyone get ready.
What is this?
The fragments of the past preserved in the Black Records. A reality even I have yet to see. Do not avert your eyes. This is the truth.
Damn it! Why? How could the boss just leave us like this?
He told us to take care of Fee. He must have been prepared for this. The boss dragged Baldur the War God straight down to Gehenna with him. I'm sure he's happy about that. And yet...
To execute it can be found nearby. If all goes well, it may be possible to bring your boss back to life.
What was that?
Now you're just talking crazy.
Very well. I cannot fault your suspicion. Perhaps the Red Constellation would be interested in having their leader back instead. There is, after all, only room for one in this deal.
We duked it out for 3 days and 3 nights straight. Guys gotta wonder how that's even possible. And on top of that, this big thing just happened to be sleeping right next to where we died. I can't even remember why we chose that place for our final showdown. But it's obvious to me now. You've been the one pulling the strings behind our backs this whole time.
You never do tire of this, do you? You are the embodiment of delusion. Repulsive, without a single shred of dignity, unlike Valimar.
Compared to me, the Ashen Knight is nothing more than scrap metal. Accept it. You, with the heart of a lion, deserve better.
Saw you. No, if anything, you're more beautiful than ever.
Your flattery won't work on me. I assume you heard what became of me from Rose?
Indeed. She told me of your revival and how you'd left Erebonia in secret. What a heartless woman you are. We promised to grow old together, yet you've left me here to grow old on my own.
Splendidly. Your bloodline will surely be blessed with many descendants. I regret that I could not have given you the same. Nevertheless, I am truly happy for you.
Leanne.
Now please, tell me, what was that earlier? That horrible darkness hanging over you? How long has it been haunting you?
But the chief told me to pick one, so I took out the G from Gnome and went with that. The idea of having GG as my initials sounded silly to me. Repetitive. That's really all there is to it. When I left the workshop, my real memories were replaced with fake ones. Not that it was so bad. It was as if I'd become a character in a story. I played my role. Go that bad, considering it was just a dream. Reviving Crow was simply a matter of efficiency. Nothing more. The chief gave me an earful for it, but I knew Crow would be a suitable candidate for the rivalries. That's the only reason I did what I did. It's the same reason I didn't kill Angie. And the same reason I gave the courageous a chance.
You see? But in a way, that's just what I love about your father.
Take care, dear. Best of luck with tomorrow's mission.
I'll be off then. I love you, Kasha. And you as well, Reen.
It's been 180 years since his passing, and only 30 since his soul found its way back to this world. But I fear the darkness still hangs over him. Perhaps it's time I reconsider that invitation.
What? Again? Honestly, you and your research projects. Well, whatever it's about this time, I'm sure you'll make it a success. Like always.
Spending my days designing weapons instead of spending time with my wife and daughter?
I have already claimed the king. All that remains is his steward. Accept your fate.
Mr. Franz Reinford? Pardon my intrusion. I am...
Franz Reinford was nothing more than a temporary alias. It is nothing compared to my true self. A name passed down for centuries from one servant of the Great One to another.
I beg your pardon.
I suppose I should cast my alias aside now. You couldn't have arrived at a...
Granting me many close friends along the way. And then, well into my 30s, I met her. The woman who would become my wife. Oh, I experienced my fair share of teasing, but in spite of that, our union was blessed. It was around that time, however, that I started hearing the voice. Unable to seek anyone's counsel, I tried to seal it deep within my heart. By the time we'd married and our son was born, the voice had faded into only the faintest of thoughts. But no sooner could I breathe a sigh of relief, had it returned at the very worst point of my wretched life. Damn you, Arundel! What did Kasha and my son ever do to you? I'm your enemy! I'm the one you want! Helios, please! Someone answer me! God is a fiend! I don't care! I'll do anything. Take me instead if you must. Just please! Spare our son's life! It was you. You're the one who did this. All of it. But I don't care anymore. Take my body. Take my soul. Do what you will. So long as you save my son, it doesn't matter what happens to me. Ebonite Ishmelga!
There it is, then. The whole truth.
So the duel the boss died in was rigged from the start.
By Black Alberic. But even he was just a puppet.
George, too. Though his circumstances were a bit different.
Yeah. And what was that thing possessing Elisa's dad anyway?
It looked like he was taken over by another persona. The Chief of the Gnomes.
The truth about Aryan Road, or Leanne Sandlot as she was once known. She spent 250 years watching over the Empire, as well as the man she loved most.
A saint in the truest sense of the word.
But... that means the guy she spent all that time watching over is...
I admit, I always did have my suspicions. Why, for instance, did Emperor Eugen go to such lengths to support the Chancellor? In the War of the Lions 250 years back, had been reborn as Gileath Osborne, the Blood and Iron Chancellor.
we were friends? Was it all just a lie?
No. I am the one at fault. How could I have been so blind for centuries?
Grandmother.
Rose.
Roselia, what can you tell us about this Ishmelga?
The Ebon Knight.
All signs point to him being the one behind all this, don't they?
It radiates an aura unlike any other divine knight we've encountered.
It was absent for both the War of the Lions 250 years ago and the Dark Dragon's appearance 900 years ago. However,
it may have been the one behind them. Or perhaps, the one behind every tragic event in Erebonia's dark history.
Even still, we managed to reach a compromise 1,200 years ago. We stood side by side as we sealed off the Great One. We worked arm in arm to help found the Empire. But 800 years ago, after the reclamation of the capital, the gnomes suddenly broke off all contact with us.
And the one behind all of that was the Ebon Knight.
Was created for what Milliam gave her life for?
Just the thought of it makes me sick.
We can't let this stand.
Rain?
That thing is the reason for all this suffering. Not only in Erebonia, but in every country surrounding it. And forced into its game. It took Milliam's life, and the lives of so many others. Major Lecter's father, Major Claire's family, and others still. Innocent people, all made into its victims. Elisa's father, George, my mother, even Chancellor Osborne himself.
Rain!
This is different from when we spoke back in the workshop, isn't it?
Correct. It seems the curse has temporarily loosened its grip on me. My means of expression remain limited, however. Perhaps I will recover the ability to speak in the real world at some point.
I hope so.
Thank the goddess.
Hear my words, Awakener, and secondary contractors. The Ebon...
Can't be.
All right! It worked!
Milliam! Not in the slightest. You did more for us than we ever could have asked.
I'm guessing the two of you appeared to tell us something important. Am I right?
Yeah, being stuck like this helped us finally figure a few things out. First off, you were right about the rivalries being struggles for power between the Divine Knights.
Living with a death sentence over my head.
Crow.
There is one more thing to mention regarding the Ebon Knight. His power is immense. Beyond the reach or understanding of this, he could defeat every one of us. However, this would not make him whole again. He requires a worthy opponent. As such, I expect the following will occur.
Be one of them who'll be going toe-to-toe with the Ebon Knight.
How about it, Reen? Looks like we don't have much of a choice.
Your rivalry at the Soul Shrine was only a preview of what's to come.
Maybe we can convince the boss to join us, just like Crow.
Perhaps. And from what we saw in those visions, there could certainly remain a chance to recruit the Steel Maiden to our side as well.
Ain't gonna be easy, but at least now we finally got some light at the end of this tunnel.
Maybe so. But I somehow doubt Rufus or the Prince will be half as eager to team up with us.
So long as Valimar can win the rivalries and absorb the power of their knights, it shouldn't pose too much of a problem.
With more allies and more power?
Not as the sacrifice, and not as an ogre, but as myself. We're going to see these rivalries through to the very end, with you and Millium at our side.
Well said, my Awakener.
That's what I like to hear!
That wasn't just a dream, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Sister.
I'm so glad.
She's come such a long way. I can hardly believe it.
What exactly was that, Grandmother?
A liminal space between dreams and reality, bestowed unto you by the spectral moon mirror. Something similar happened back when I inherited my predecessor's responsibilities. The mirror has granted us more than expected. All those centuries of watching over it were well worth it. Yeah.
Us like that again. Yet, their souls are still with us, always. Of that, we can be certain.
Indeed. Now that we're all together again, there can be no more room for doubt in our path as Class 7.
And as members of the Radiant Wings.
Probably would have been screwed without you witches helping out, though. Guess that's worth a thanks or two.
Yeah, we owe you guys. Big time.
You guys.
You're making way too big a deal over it. I didn't do anything, but I guess...
Sacred place. So thank you, Grandmother, for guiding our clan for so many years. And, more than anything, for making me the person I am today.
Just where's all this coming from? What do you think you're doing? Are you trying to bring your poor granny to tears? This old heart of mine can only take so many surprises.
My word.
It would seem our little trip can be counted as a success.
We should bring the good news back to His Highness and the others.
Right. Best not to keep them waiting any longer. Let's be off. To the Courageous 2.
Ha! Sorry to break it to you. This place is a total bust.
Good to see you again. Real shame you guys came all this way for nothing, though. Huh. Go ahead, take a gander. That's right. What we got here is the Draco Shrine, one of the sites for the rivalries. But the little subspace inside it got transported away just yesterday.
Good. Looks like it worked.
We meet again, everyone.
Far sooner than expected, too.
I, the Severing Eclipse, am assisting the Reinford Company in their experiments on the Society's behalf. It is only a temporary arrangement.
That's exactly right. Our client sent us a last-minute request to build a magic barrier generator. We incorporated some technology from the Society in our design as well, courtesy of Miss Croyce.
Integrating magic and science together was bothersome, to say the least, if ultimately fruitful.
I'll face you as well. I'll say it again. Don't expect any mercy from me.
As for me, I will be merely watching from the sidelines. Let's hope the final Keep trial wasn't all you're capable of. I shall be looking forward to seeing how far beyond it you can go.
Right, let's go, Emily!
about as rough up here as I thought it'd be.
And this is just them saying hello. If we can't find an opening, we'll have to make our own.
We'll leave it to you.